Red is truly the voice of our generation.
We're back.
I forgot what we were going to say.
Yeah, we're never good at that, are we? I don't know why we try.
Well, it's because it's been so long. I don't know.
Well, now we can't escape all of the exterior noises, so just
You guys have exterior noises.
we have exterior noises here, so just ignore what you hear in the background. Today, we are here to just kind of recap some entertainment news and recap some movies that we've recently watched that are all from 2022 in case you guys need some new recommendations.
Yep. Sorry, this microphone it's doing its thing today, but it's okay. We got it. I'm holding on to it. I'm just trying to make sure it's because it's flopping that way.
Holding on to it, or like holding on to it, you know?
Well, it's okay. It's all right. All right. We got it. We got it. But I'm excited to talk about movies.
Yes,
We
me
picked some good
too.
ones to talk about.
Yeah, I think in our next podcast, we're going to do a better job at kind of digesting more movie related content that is not from this year. So we're gonna try and just throw some quick recommendations at you this week to just kind of play catch up.
Yeah. Yep.
But
And we have some light news.
I was going to say, before we get into it, let's start off with some light news. We have a couple of things to talk about and to catch up on. First things first being Nick Cannon is slowly but surely repopulating the entire Earth.
Why don't we just send him to Mars, so he can populate on the other planets?
Yeah, he seems to be very fertile. So, you know what? He could be the one. Right. I just wanted to touch on that because that is wild to me. Nick Cannon, Wildin' Out, Drumline.
Baby mamas, but he's like going back
15 kids.
Them, and he's like having one baby with one girl that he had a baby with like 2 years ago. And then he's having another baby with another girl he had with a baby with in like 2016. Like, come on.
It's just a never-ending story.
A Nick Cannon kid.
But moving on to a more positive story. We have Shelley Duvall returning to horror, to movies, to cinema, and a new movie called The Forest Hills that is coming out. Also starring Edward Furlong. And
also making his return, I guess.
and our queen Dee Wallace, who I get so excited. What did we just see her in a few days? Oh, was it Popcorn?
Popcorn, yeah.
Yeah. Dee Wallace, she's awesome.
But Edward Furlong?
Yeah, I don't know how long it's been since he's been in an actual movie, but it's been 20 years. It's been years. It's been 20 years since Shelley Duvall's been in a movie, so it'll be really nice. We're giving the free advertisement.
Yeah.
But it'll be really nice to see Shelley Duvall back in front of the camera.
Yeah, it's been a while. I thought she was dead.
Oh my god, no. She's just having a hard time, a hard go.
Yeah.
We gotta put some respect on her name.
What's his name?
Stanley
Kubrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did her dirty.
Yeah. Really did a number on her.
Oh my god.
You can't get me doing these accents. Once I start, I can't stop.
Oh my gosh.
But moving on, we have to pay our respects to Leslie Jordan. Our beloved Leslie Jordan, who we love from Drag Race, a beloved face from Drag Race, but also American Horror Story and a bunch of other things that I didn't even realize.
The Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah, he's been in so many things that I didn't even realize that he was a part of.
A cultural icon.
Yes. I just, him and RuPaul had such a great rapport together. I'm really gonna miss that.
Yeah. Too bad. It's too bad.
Yeah, but we also recently this week had the sudden passing of Aaron Carter.
Right.
Which was also shocking. I remember being like 5 or 6, and Aaron's Party coming out. Oh my gosh. Now
Is
that
the
was
one
a,
with I Want Candy on it?
I think so, that cultural phenomenon there. What was his first? I got a crush on you. Do you remember that?
Well, I didn't really listen to a lot of Aaron Carter growing up.
That's because you were not a little girl.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I didn't really listen to that too much.
I feel like it was targeted towards my demographic more.
Yeah. The young girls.
But being a big Backstreet Boys fan growing up, that's
Yeah, true.
the relation was strong there. But
Should we touch on his conspiracy theories about his brother?
oh, podcat. What conspiracy theories?
All of them.
Knock yourself out.
What do you mean?
I'm not familiar, am I?
I thought you were a fan of Aaron Carter.
He just followed me on Twitter. I don't know.
I thought you were a fan.
Of his music?
But what about the stuff he said about Nick Carter?
Oh, the allegations. I don't know. I that's not for me to touch on, because you know what? After seeing Surviving R. Kelly and then Finding Neverland, you never know what's real anymore.
I mean, honestly.
So we're just gonna leave it at that.
Well, what else do we have for late news?
Well,
Light
in
news.
light news, we quickly, since Stranger Things season 4 and 4.5 were such big. Now, you want to talk about cultural phenomenons. That was Stranger Things season 4. That shook the world because it hadn't been on new for so long. And then we were introduced to all these new characters, Eddie, and just all of that stuff. And I feel like everybody really ate it up.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like they normally do it. It's probably one of Netflix's biggest shows.
yep.
If
And
not the biggest.
so yesterday, November 6th, was World Stranger Things Day, because it was the day that I believe either it premiered or it's the first date that you see in the show. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm not in that deep. But since it was Stranger Things Day, Netflix released the picture for the first episode script for season 5, and it is called Chapter 1, The Crawl. So I don't know what that means, but I feel like
Hopefully it's not like the movie Crawl.
I don't think we're gonna get alligators in Hawkins. Yeah, not to be confused with Crawl. God forbid. God forbid an alligator gets introduced to Stranger Things.
Yeah, true. Well, he's gonna eat Eddie Munson.
But you want to talk about Eddie Munson? So many conspiracies about him being still alive.
Yeah, I hope not. But, well, I feel like it was good, how they ended it with him. But I feel like if they bring him back, then it just undoes all the things that they did. But that is something that Stranger Things and Netflix would do.
Yeah. But I would be happy.
Yeah. Of course you would.
To wrap up light news, let's just talk about Terrifier 2 being submitted for Oscar consideration.
Yeah, they said, I think I read Bloody Disgusting's thing about it. We have a podcat today, if you guys hear any podcat.
He is just screaming at the door.
We came down here to do our podcast today so we can get away from the cats, and I guess not.
But anyways,
Still listening to them, and now you guys are forced to too.
I guess we can.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I guess we can kind of like kick off our movie recommendations by talking about Terrifier to tie into this right now, because Terrifier 2 does. The shock factor was there, like it was very gory. It was very satisfying for those of us who love gore and who love to be disgusted. I still think it could have went a little further.
Like longer?
No, with the gore, because I feel like there was a lot in between that made it stretched out to 2 hours. So it felt like when the gore came, it was a long wait to just to get to it.
Like the movie should have been shorter.
Yeah, but
to cut out all the extra.
If you guys are interested in art,
Go check out Terrifier 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you guys are interested in Art the Clown at all, check out Terrifier 1, check out
Or
All Hallows Eve for some more Art the Clown. But All Hallows Eve was before David Howard Thornton played Art the Clown, so
Yeah.
he feels a little bit different in All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, and the character wasn't fully fleshed out yet. It was just like an idea, but people loved it so much so they decided to make this.
Yeah, and I feel like Art the Clown is really becoming, speaking of cultural phenomenon,
Honestly.
I feel
He's
like
the new like slasher.
yeah, but I feel like the difference with Art is he's so much scarier than your Freddy or your Michael because the expressions that he makes, you can tell that he's enjoying it, and you can tell that he's a very sadistic guy.
Yeah, true. But it's definitely very gory.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I'm a sucker for just disgusting stuff, and it was fantastic.
They put like a lot of the budget towards the practical effects, and you can tell, and it definitely pays off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because so many movies they just skimp on that. They'll be like, okay, let's just CGI it later, and then it looks bad.
But it also it still kept that feeling of Terrifier 1. Where it kind of felt like a B movie, kind of felt like you're watching one, but the set designs were just so much better than the first one.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Are you here meowing? Could you not?
Podcast.
Oh, you want to come up? Nope. Okay, never mind. So moving on. Let's talk about Barbarian, which is a movie that we got to see in theaters. Now, this one I don't want to really talk about too much. I just want to put it out there.
They all die. I'm just kidding.
We're not going to talk about it. No, this is something that if you guys haven't seen Barbarian yet, stay away from any trailer, stay away from any of the marketing. They put a trailer out on YouTube that was just said Justin Long's new movie.
Yeah.
And it was the trailer for Barbarian. And I feel like that ruins it,
Yeah, and, to be fair, he posted the trailer himself.
But when he posted
we
it...
didn't know anything about it. It was like a very light teaser.
And when he posted it, PP. When he posted it, he posted the caption, "This is the scariest movie I've ever been in."
Right.
And that's what got me really intrigued about it, because he's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna have to go let him out.
Yeah.
Pause. Okay, so now that we got the friggin' cat problem, so yeah, go into Barbarian with, I would say, go into it with a 7 out of 10 expectation for a decent original horror movie. But if you're not into super out there ideas, don't expect much, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not super out there, I guess.
No, but I feel like it's not what people would expect for a movie that it's set up to be.
Yeah, true.
Especially within the first half.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, yeah, I agree.
So moving on, let's talk about a film we got a screener for that we got to see a little bit early, and this is Holy Spider.
Yeah. Utopia.
Utopia Films.
Yeah.
Shout out Utopia.
Shout out Utopia. Give us more screeners.
But it's a true crime, Iranian true crime. It's a true story and a very harrowing watch. An unflinching vision of the slaying of sex workers in Iran. Yeah. And it was definitely a punch in the face, as I said in my own review. So
yeah, it was pretty surprising. Has a little bit of I Saw the Devil vibes, I guess.
Yes.
I guess just vibe,
it kind of takes from Korean dramas and stuff, the feel for it.
Yeah, the feeling in the movie, I guess.
Yeah, the atmosphere.
Yeah, but it's pretty good. Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it.
They had a lot of problems shooting it, I guess, because of the Iranian government. But then they just kind of shot it somewhere else. So
Well, I'm glad it's out because it's fantastic.
yeah, I think everyone should go check it out.
It's one of the only movies. It was one of the first movies that I gave 5 stars to in a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Another one that I really enjoyed. Let's talk about Deadstream.
Deadstream.
Which, if you guys like Evil Dead 2, if you guys like silly, goofy, practical effects.
If you like Garrett Watts's.
Yeah, if you guys like Garrett Watts. Garrett Watts is the man. If you guys know who Garrett Watts is, just very chaotic, spooky energy. But
Cody K. Cole.
Yeah, Cody K. Cody Trains. Whoop, whoop. Oh my gosh. But Deadstream is, I feel like, a really fun found footage film.
Yeah.
All that alliteration, baby.
Right. Fun found footage.
Film.
Right. I think it was pretty funny, and I wasn't expecting it to really be that funny, but I feel like because it wasn't as serious, like it came out better.
Yes, and I feel like if I hadn't watched so much of Garrett,
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like I wouldn't have like a baseline of like chaos when it comes to videos like that.
It's really chaotic.
It's very chaotic. And so is our next movie we'll talk about, which is VHS 99.
Yeah, and VHS 99 has some segments where they kind of reused some people from Deadstream.
Yes, I believe it's by the same director.
Yeah, but the
main two leads,
the actress and the actor are in it.
Yeah, and
I think there's even someone else in one of the other segments that's in Deadstream as well.
I think you mentioned that as we were watching it.
I could be wrong, but yeah, I think somebody said something like that.
But, okay, so
Yeah.
my only gripe with VHS 99, I loved it. I'm a huge fan of these movies. I feel like the only one they dropped the ball with is part 3, Viral. 2 was fantastic. Shut up. But I feel like they dropped the ball with calling it VHS 99 and not giving us any of the Y2K panic, the actual Y2K panic.
Yeah, agreed, because they really just like, they were like, okay, let's market it like this, but then they didn't even use any of the ideas that
it's true, because they show the woman with the 2000. These sirens are going to be the death of me here. Oh, sweet baby Lord Jesus Murphy.
Cut to break.
Cut to break. I guess we're giving the camera its own, or like the sirens its own minute here. Who can say where the road Whoop whoop. Okay, anyways. Yeah, so they marketed VHS 99 with the woman with the 2000s glasses, but you only get that for like a second in the very last segment. So it's not really like a Y2K panic, but I don't know. It just...
Yeah, they didn't even play on those, like those... There's so many ideas that they could have implemented, and they just kind of like had a whole bunch of directors do like random things, and they didn't even have like a real overarching movie.
And like the one by Flying Lotus, the Aussie's Dungeon, which is probably my favorite segment out of all of them. I feel like that was the most 90s. It felt like it was a 90s game show. It felt like that kind of time.
Yeah.
But it also was a really good revenge story. So I don't know. I feel like that's the only one that I felt was strong to be in that 90s vibe.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's talk about Pussy Cake.
Bleep, bleep. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, literally. But shout out Pussy Cake, because they follow me on Instagram. They've been very active with me on Instagram. I think that it's a fantastic... Once again, if you like Evil Dead 2, I feel like this is a movie that falls in that vein with the super goofy gore, but just... It's gross. It was so gross.
Yeah.
The effects, there's so much puke. Like, it was just a really fun... If you guys like movies with a lot of strong female leads, this is the one. But it's a different kind of zombie movie. It's a different kind of... I don't know.
That's the one where it, like... Yeah. No, it's just... It goes off the rails a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean... It's a good original.
I gave it 4 out of 5 because I really liked it.
I don't know if I would go 4 out of 5, but I mean, it's good. It's alright. It's pretty good. It was entertaining. It kept us. We watched it. You know, we got.
I loved it, and I usually don't like zombie movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a zombie movie, we watched Soft and Quiet. The Karens, they're zombies.
Oh, right, yeah. They're zombies. I was like, wait, that's not zombies.
This movie, Soft and Quiet, literally made my skin crawl. I feel like this movie, you know how everybody was saying Speak No Evil was so disturbing? I feel like this one trumps Speak No Evil in its disturbing factor.
Yeah, and Speak No Evil wasn't even that good either. But yeah, the stoning was like the most disturbing part in that whole movie.
Yeah, and that was shocking.
And it took an hour and a half to get there, or 2 hours to get there.
Yeah, but with Soft and Quiet, like, you, within the first, like, 2 minutes, like, you are shown these people who they are, what the hell is going on, and it is so shocking because this is how people, like, there are people like this out there in the world. And I don't even want to ruin it for you because I didn't... She was holding that pie for the first, like, 10 minutes of the movie, and we had no idea, and then she unveiled the pie, and we were like, oh, God! So don't say it, but, like, I want you guys to, like, know it's shocking, and it only gets worse from there.
Yeah, I had no idea, like, what this was gonna be about at all. Like, I just had heard the title, and then I was like... And then I heard Blumhouse, and I was like, no, this is going to be...
I know.
Horrible.
You were literally like, Blumhouse, I don't know if I want to watch this. And then it ended, and I was like, I think this is the scariest movie Blumhouse has ever put out.
Yeah, just because of the reality factor in it.
It's too real. It's shot in real time. It just...
There's, like, so many... It's, like, pissing off a lot of people. But I feel like it's like a good thing.
It's necessary.
Yeah, it's pissing off the people that are pissed off about this movie. There's a reason they're pissed off, and it's you can literally read their reviews on Letterboxd, and it's like, yeah, we just didn't like the message, and it's like, okay, well then it's about you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Right.
Right. Just absolutely shocking.
Okay.
There's a scene towards the end of the film where things are implied and they're not actually shown. And part of me wishes they were shown, but the other part of me is like, I don't know if it would have sat right with me after because I feel like I would have just felt too sad. Not the only...
So, I mean, there was some pretty hard scenes in there.
Yeah, but I'm talking more or less about the bottle scene because, like, she was being very aggressive, and I feel like that's just very sad.
Ooh, I mean, yeah, but I just threw out a thing where there was, like, non-stop, like,
I know, it just...
R-words. Like, I was just like, okay, and school shootings, like...
I don't. It just. It's hard.
I wish they did show it. It would have made it a little better, and it would have pissed off even more people.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I just feel like it's pretty telling that like it's getting mid reviews because like half the crowd, even if you read these reviews, they're like, yeah, technically this movie was good, just didn't like what it was saying. And it's like,
honestly, the way that they shot this movie 4 days in a row, back to back.
Yeah.
Full movie in about 2 hours. They shot it.
Well, people were saying that it's not a full one take. But I mean, maybe that's what they did. Maybe they did shoot it all like in one take, but then like spliced together.
Yeah. They said they would start shooting around 6:45 every day, and that way, by the time they got to the end, it was already dark out. So, I don't know. It's just fucking crazy to watch.
Yeah. I mean, we recommend it. It's a little out there.
Yeah. But anyways, moving on to something a little lighter and brighter. Pearl.
Right.
I wouldn't call it lighter and brighter, but color-wise it is. This movie was very, very, very saturated.
Yeah.
The colors are just out of this world. Ty West, in this universe they're creating, I think it's so fun. I've always been a big fan of Ty West, so I don't know, to kind of see him shape his own TWCU, Ty West Cinematic Universe. Then it's just nice to see, you know?
Yeah. I liked Pearl. I didn't think it was as good as X, though. But I guess it's just like the second one in the trilogy, so I guess we have to wait till the third one comes out to see how they really tie it all in.
Yeah, and when we saw it, we didn't get the just like when we saw X, we didn't see in theaters, we left or whatever, and we didn't see the trailer for Pearl. So and
Right.
we didn't see the trailer for Maxine after Pearl. So we don't at this point, like, we don't know what it looks like coming up next, or at least I don't.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch it. I think there is a trailer.
Yeah.
Or so, like a teaser trailer. So I
And
think they're still making it.
I really hope that they don't take long to come out with it, because they, like, we just saw X in theaters at the beginning of the summer, you know, like,
Yeah.
I hope it comes out soon and to, like, wrap up that universe and not drag it out.
Yeah.
Unlike some people Marvel does.
Did you know they're making a Strangers reboot?
Yeah. Why?
A reboot?
Unnecessary.
Evil Dead Rise?
Rise!
Rise! Oh my god.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, the Deadite looks scary from what we've already seen. There's been like a picture leaked, but nothing will ever come close to how scary the 2013 one was.
Agreed.
But let's
and Pearl, by the way, one last thing about Pearl. I wish there was more blood, more carnage.
yes. And I feel like people hyped up her monologue too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just
Because you were just kind of waiting for it.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's talk about Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Yankovic.
Yankovic.
Or Yankovic.
No, it's Yankovic for sure. It's Weird Al Yankovic. Hey Siri, how do you pronounce Yankovic?
Okay, I found this on the web for how do you pronounce Yankovic. Check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah, I guess it is.
I love this man's. I know. Anyways,
Right.
Weird Al.
We need to get our
soundboard
going, for sure. I already have a sound, and you know what sound it is. It's our one and only. What you just fucking
What
say?
did you just fucking say?
Yeah.
For those of you who saw the previous podcasts, you'd know. Anyways, yeah, Weird.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe was just ripped Weird Al.
Ripped.
I don't think Weird Al was ever jacked. Yeah, I don't think. But as it's a satire, like, I feel like it just makes for it.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, a lot of people, like, I guess didn't really understand that it was like a satire on the biopic genre, which I guess it's fitting that it is because it's Weird Al and he's like a satire on music. So it's like, it would be fitting to make a satire movie about him, you know?
Yeah.
Which I think is why it works so well. Because if it wasn't, then it would just be a shitty Tubi biopic.
Roku.
Oh, Roku, which is one step, which is probably the same level as Tubi. But
I don't know. By the end of the movie, when it wrapped, I'm sorry to like spoil anything, but it's a Weird Al movie.
He dies.
He dies. No, no. When it wrapped around to like finding out his heritage and how that wrapped into Amish Paradise, I was literally bawling by the end. It was so good.
I mean, yeah, he literally marries Madonna or like dates Madonna in it.
I don't know if I like Evan Rachel Wood as Madonna.
Yeah, well, They did pretty good with the impersonations and the.
Oh my god,
there's lots of them.
the cameos were
Yeah.
unmatched.
Nina West.
Nina West as Divine and Conan O'Brien as Andy Warhol.
Right. Yeah.
The wig wasn't even glued down. Oh my god, it was so good.
I loved when we were watching and you were just like, Andy Warhol, this guy. We're like, Elvira.
Oh my god. You're like, is that Elvira? And I'm like, yeah, I can see her knife. It's Elvira.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's wrap it up by talking about Don't Worry, Darling, that we just watched today.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And I feel like it's only fair if I read you my review.
Right. I didn't even rate it yet.
This is a 2.5-star review written by me, Dead Girl Superstar.
Dead Girl YT.
Yes.
Letterboxd.
Another film that went for too long. Too many ideas. Felt like an amalgamation of more popular movies. Oscar baity? I don't know. I liked the stylization because obviously it added to the quote-unquote uncomfortability of the story, but let's be honest, Florence carried the movie on her back as usual.
Yeah.
Nick Kroll really thought he did something here. He really tried. Also, Harry screaming, I'm sorry, just gave Nancy from The Craft vibes, and I feel very meh about this.
Yeah. It felt more like a vibes movie to me, like where like it was just going for the vibes, and there was no substance about the movie at all, even though it was trying, I guess.
This movie could have been shot a little bit different and then marketed as like a new A24 masterpiece, and everybody would have ate it up.
Yeah, and instead they just ruined it. But I mean, Olivia Wilde, it was Olivia Wilde's idea, so.
You know what? Personally, I liked the twist, but I don't think that there was enough. Like, the whole thing just felt, it's too long.
Yeah, but I get the twist, but I feel like the twist was just kind of thrown in there. It was very long. It was way too long. But I feel like the twist was just like thrown in there because, like, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. There was like no lead up to that. They just threw it in there like we were supposed to accept that was happening. Like after telling us like for 2 hours something else was happening.
Yeah, imagine there was no twist and we just all this like circle imagery for 2 hours and we're just like, that did not pay off.
Literally. It felt like she like was literally just like, she was like, oh, I saw this guy or this filmmaker do this, so I'm going to go and try to do that, do a shot like that. And there was like, there was literally only one scene of dialogue where it felt like it was just like actually shot in one take. The rest of them literally felt like it was just every line was shot on like a different day, and then they just like spliced it together. And even it was just like, okay, it would have a camera on me and then I would say something, and then it would like cut to like Olivia Wilde's character and she would be saying something, and then it's like, but like then it cuts back and like Olivia Wilde's like halfway over there or something, and it just makes no sense.
Also, I don't know who did the makeup for this movie, but Florence Pugh looked horrible in some scenes. She looked so old, and you would think that like with the way that they framed everything and Harry looking so perfect, like his skin, like I just in that she would just look, her face looked greasy and dirty, and like her eyeliner was bad and she just looked old. Right.
Did you say Florence Pugh's greasy? We're gonna get
no, I'm saying whoever did her fucking makeup did her dirty.
People were already bad, but we reacted to the trailer. People are gonna be extra bad.
Florence Pugh could do no wrong. But the people that style her, actually, you know what? Valentino has been knocking it out of the fucking park lately, mate.
The other people that are wearing the same shit don't look good. But I just feel like it was like, okay, let's just make this look cool and have the vibes. But then they just kept adding like another thing and then another thing and then another thing.
Another one.
It was just dragging 2 hours.
I know. And then just when you think it's going to end, it like doesn't.
Yeah.
The movie like slows down. You're like, cool. Music's coming on. Abrupt scene change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they just...
She's like, and then.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah.
She yes-anded her whole movie.
And I was thinking like maybe some of the tension for like during the press run, like between Chris Pine and Harry Styles and some of the other stuff was maybe fabricated for the press of the movie because they're trying to build tension in the movie too, but it just felt like, I don't know.
You know what? Was it Harry that was supposedly spit on Chris Pine?
Yeah.
Good. I hope he did. Because
I feel
Chris
like he
Pine
did.
was a cuck in this movie. And he really I did not like him at all.
Yeah.
Terrible. Captain Kirk ass. No.
Yeah. Does anyone else hate Chris Pine? Like,
He's just a guy that's just...
what's up with that?
He's giving off the vibes, man.
But...
Yeah, the battery's dying. Someone's hammering. Fucking doors slamming. We gotta wrap this shit up today. We gotta get this show on the road.
Yeah, I got things to do. Have
So,
places to be.
people to see.
People to pick up.
Movies to watch. Stuff to bake.
Stuff to bake.
Yeah,
Ourselves.
ourselves. Okay. On that note, thank you for hanging out, and hope you got something out of this. Hope you got some movie recommendations.
We'll be back.
Yeah, rest in peace, Leslie Jordan. Rest in peace, Aaron Carter. Popo Sal. Popo Sal.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. That's all for the Nefarious Things podcast this week. I've been Ashley.
I'm Alex.
And we'll see you soon.
Don't-